everybody. My name is Bill, and I am the Snarky Apologist. Hey, this is going to be really quick and to the point. You got to get the July 15th, 2013 issue of the Watchtower. A lot of stuff going on, folks. They're really losing it big time. The Watchtower is teetering. It's really good to see. Hey, here's the summary. All right, I'm going right to the summary on this. Get this online. Here's some of the changes. Let's read. In review, what have we learned? In the beginning of this article, we raised 3 when questions. We first considered that the Great Tribulation did not begin in 1914, but will start when the United Nations attacks Babylon the Great. All right, change number 1. Then we reviewed why Jesus' judgment of the sheep and the goats did not begin in 1914. And, they flip-flopped on that, 6 or 7 times, whatever the case is, and are doing it again. But will occur during the Great Tribulation. Finally, we examined why Jesus' arrival to appoint the faithful slave over all his belongings did not occur in 1919, but will take place during the Great Tribulation. All right? You go on to read the rest, but I think that's enough. That'll give you all they had to do is call. I mean, how many of us have said that these things, that they've been wrong on these? We've been saying this for years, and they've never considered that we were right. And what are they saying? Yeah, they're saying, oh, I guess those guys were right. But they're not going to admit that. So, get this issue, look at the changes, and share this with the next Jehovah's Witness that comes to your door, because this issue is going to blow them out of the water. For a thinking person with half a brain to not realize that they have been deceived, and the Watchtower is now starting to, you see that wheel starting to turn, right? So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I got, folks. Just a quick heads up. God bless. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bill. I got the Watchtower in front of me. Page 3, verse 3. For a number of years we thought that the Great Tribulation began in 1914 with World War I, and that those days were cut short by Jehovah in 1918. So that what they're saying here, Jehovah God was going to start it. We're talking about God, okay? And Jesus Christ. So in other words, in 1914, they predicted that Jesus was going to come in 1914. By 1918, he started to change his mind. Those days was cut short. Excuse me, if Armageddon was supposed to start in 1914, wouldn't it would have already ended? God don't change his mind. Jesus said neither he nor the angels knows the time. So if Jesus got permission to start judging the world in 1914, wouldn't it seem like to me he got permission from his Father to just go ahead and start doing his job? There's something to think about. Page 12, paragraph 8. In the late 1914, some Bible students was disheartened because they had not gone to heaven during the 1915 and 1916. There was oppositions, if I'm saying that right, from the outside of the organization, slowdown of the preaching work. Worse after Brother Russell's death in October 1916. And opposition arose from inside the organization. Okay, I'm going to stop there for a second. The reason why these people, the Bible students, was looking for to go to heaven, it was not something that they made up. I did a lot of research. Charles T. Russell predicted in 1914, and that's the second date. One was earlier in the 1800s. I think it's 1878. He predicted that Armageddon was going to start, or was it 1874? It's between those two dates. Anyway, the Bible students was told from the literature that Charles T. Russell wrote that the world was going to end before 1914. And they was all supposed to go to heaven. And when 1914 passed, he wrote in other literature, which I've seen it, that it was 1915. Well, my other research, I found that he predicted it was going to end in 1918, but he died in 1916. So all these people that believed him, that they was going to go to heaven, they found the real truth that he was a false prophet. Nobody's going to come up something, say they're going to go to heaven unless they have proof. And Charles T. Russell was telling them that they was going to go to heaven. So this is one of the lies in this magazine. October 1916, after Charles Russell died, there arose from inside the organization 4 of the 7 directors. That's what they was called at that time, of the Watchtower Bible Tract Society. Now get this now, rebel against decision to have Brother Rockefeller to take the lead. They try to cause division among the brothers. But in August 1918, they left Bethel. Now get this now, they left Bethel. A cleanliness indeed. Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. After he died, Rockefeller was going to be the next president, but there was others did not want him to be a president. The reason why, he came in, he was going to change the doctrines of Charles T. Russell, which 90% out of 100%, 90% of the teachings of Charles T. Russell, Judge Rockefeller was going to throw it away or sweep it underneath the carpet. And these board of directors did not like the idea of the big change. So they didn't walk out. Since Judge Rockefeller was a lawyer, he had the law came in and kicked these brothers out on the street. I've seen the records. He kicked them out on the street. And this information I got from that was written from the Bible students, not Jehovah's Witnesses, but from the original Bible students that left the organization before they became Jehovah's Witnesses. That's what happened. They was kicked out on the street. Page 12, verse 11. The watchtower in 1922, the Bible students stepped up their preaching activities. Before long, there was preaching from house to house. It became hallmark of those faithful Christians as it is till this day. Well, here's the thing. The reason why they were stepping up everything, because in 1922 there was 2 books was put out. One was put out in 1920 and one was 1921. One of them was called Millions Now Living Will Never Die. They predicted in that book that by Judge Walker in 1925 Armageddon was going to start. Yes, Armageddon was going to start within 3 years from 1922, and they predicted that Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and all those people was going to come back to life. And I'm going to show y'all a couple of things on that real fast. But that's what was supposed to happen in 1922. This is a book he wrote, The Harp of God. Page 339 to 340. Because Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and other prophets by Paul they all promise a better resurrection. So in other words, these people were supposed to be resurrected in 1925. Millions now living will never die. That was written in 1920, page 89-90. Fully expected that in 1925, 3 years early, 1922, and 3 years later, to be 1925, will mark the resurrection of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and faithful men of old. So Jehovah's Witnesses has been lying to everybody about this religion. Do the research, please. Thank you.